What's up, y'all? Good morning. How y'all doing? Okay, quick question. What is the most powerful weapon in the world? You're probably saying, ooh, it's your mind. Actually, you're wrong. It's your tongue. I'm going to tell you why. Okay, some of y'all can probably relate to this, ladies. Okay, so you're at work and you're over here talking about how much you cannot stand Bontinia. She get on your nerves. You want to punch Bontinia in the face. You just can't stand her sharp mouth. Ooh, you just wish she would just go away. So sharp. I'm gonna tell you something. Bontinia is not going to go away for a reason. Okay, so I'm gonna give you an example. So a couple weeks ago, one time I was at work, and if some people know this about me, I cannot stand people who smell bad. Okay, here's why. Okay, so there's this one girl, this person who sits by me, but sweet person, but her breath smells so bad. It drove me nuts. And it's so funny because one time a friend of mine that was sitting by me was like, Cassandra, what do you do if, you know, somebody smells really bad but you just don't know how to tell them? And I laughed because I was going through the same thing. But I told her, I said, I think there somewhere in the labor law that you can anonymously report it. I don't know, don't judge me, but I did hear that you could do that. So, you know, for the next couple of weeks, we would just sit there and just vent to each other. But she vented more because I guess you could tell it was really bothering her because this person was really big and they just smell so bad. So, you know, I was kind of chill about it. I didn't get used to it, but I just, you know, was like, hey, what am I going to do about it? You know, just ride it out. So I told her, listen, we going to have these two people with us for the next couple of weeks. Ain't nothing you can do about it. So just ride it out. Okay. And I told myself the same thing. I said, you know what? One of these days she'll be gone. So it's so funny because a few days later, this girl comes to me and goes, Cassandra, guess what? I can't even stand this job. I got this other job elsewhere, and next Monday when they call me in for screening, I'm out of here. So I'm over here like, ooh, could this? Okay, well, you know what? It's the weekend. Just, you know, see what's up, and maybe she'll be gone. I come into work, and what do you know? Poof! This girl is gone. I was so happy. I was so excited, and this is why. Okay. This is why that happened. Because in my mind, I didn't realize I did this, but I was like, you know, she's going to be gone and just leave it at that. The reason why is because I spoke it with my tongue that she was going to be gone, that I wanted her gone. And in my mind, I shifted it to where I imagined she was no longer there. This reminds me of the documentary. If y'all haven't seen the documentary, The Secret, just type it up on YouTube. Type up The Secret on YouTube and boom, it'll pop up. It reminds me of this scene of this gay guy who was constantly getting bullied at work, but he had reported it. He couldn't stand it. It was hurting him so bad that he reported it to somebody. He was venting to this therapist about it in the letter, and the therapist was like, wow. As I'm reading this letter, I could see how passionate and how emotional. I can feel your emotions in this letter about how bad you don't like your situation. So what you need to do is grab all that passion that you have and put it into what it is that you want. I'm telling y'all this, guys, the reason why things are happening to you the way you don't want it to happen is because consciously you're venting about it, you're talking about how you can't stand it. But really, subconsciously, you are bringing it to existence. Kind of like this. You're telling Jeannie, I can't stand this situation. This gets on my nerves. Oh, I wish this person would go away. Or I don't like my situation. And how Jeannie is taking that he's registering as okay, your wish is my command. Because you don't realize that you're actually saying, I want this to come true, even though I don't like it. This gets on my nerves. And the list just goes on. So one thing I want to tell you is, if you don't like something, change it with your tongue that you don't want, that you want. Request for what it is that you want. Then shift your mindset and imagine what it is that you want. That's being optimistic. Now, wait a minute now. It may be hard for you to do, Don't just say, oh, I want this, but you don't change your mindset. See, this is where it gets tricky. You got to be willing to do the work in your mind. Just because you say it doesn't mean that you're thinking negatively, because that's not going to work. I'm telling you guys something. What seems so little and so simple to do can be the hardest thing for a lot of us, because in your emotions, you know, it's hard. You're going through something. You're like, it hurts. So it's very easy for you to talk about how you can't stand a situation, and it just kills you on the inside. Because it's normal. It's human nature. But what I'm going to tell you right now is, if you just stop what you're doing, take a step back, breathe for a second, shift, think for a second about what it is that you want, and imagine it being there, and then changing your tongue. Oh, that is powerful. You have no idea. And I know you may be looking at it and saying, this is hard, this is crazy, this is stupid. But let me ask you this. What difference does it make if you continue to drench in that situation and vent about it? You are just, believe it or not, but being positive and optimistic, comes a long way. Because the more you put your passion and your power and your emotion into it, the more power you're giving it into doing that. And it's so funny, because when I was in that situation at work, this girl, my friend, was sitting by me, and she was just like, oh my God, this person was still sitting by her, and she couldn't stand it. It was killing her, while I'm sitting here looking at my end. I'm like, I'm chill. Well, you know what? And the reason being is because she's still drenching in her misery. And it's because she didn't change her mindset, and she didn't speak what it is that she actually wanted, because she was too busy venting. But for me, I was cool. I was chill. So here's my test to you. It's up to you if you want to do it. It's so funny, because this reminds me of the Mark Hoverson training. At first, when I listened to it, I was like, yeah, I know what you mean, Mark. But it still was not clicking until now. I was like, oh, I still knew what he meant, because all my life this happens. When I can't stand something, it just keeps happening. It won't go away. But when I want something and I change my mindset, it will come. It will come, but it didn't register. And that's so crazy. I could remember, this is no lie, I imagined somebody, I didn't know this person like that, but I imagined them winning the lottery. Next thing you know, I find out they hit jackpot. But you know, I just thought it was I was like, yeah, you know, it's one of those things that happens. It was crazy. And I just passed it by. But I'm like, Sandra, do you know you could have whatever it is that you want? You gotta be willing to change your mindset. Where the work comes in is speaking it, then changing it in your mind, that it will go away. If you're broke, you can't stand it, you're struggling, instead of you talking about how much you only had 2 cents in your account, you're broke, you can't stand it, and you're going home venting about it, why don't you say it in your mouth that this will happen to me one day? And in your mind, imagine that it has happened. Speak it, Lord. Oh! All right, let me stop. Let me stop speaking in church. But you know, I'm not saying that I'm a universal person. I do not believe in a universe, you know, operating to my demands, because I do believe in God. But this is my homework to you. Try it. See what happens. If you don't, that's okay. But for me, I know where I'm going from here on. Okay, so that's it for today. That's my advice for y'all. I love y'all. You know, comment below what you think, and if this is actually working for you, try it. And let's see where you go from there, all right? Love you guys. See you soon.